off, dude, appreciate you having me over and doing this.
For sure.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things I kind of want to talk about, but let's talk about here. Like, you've been in spring training, now you're in extended spring training. What's kind of the process been like and everything like that?
I mean, it's just baseball at the end of the day. But it was coming into my first spring. I talked to a couple guys back home, Stu Fairchild now on the Braves, Will Simpson with the Rays now. Like, just talked to him, asking him about just like what to expect, and they're like, dude, just play baseball. It's the same thing you've been doing your entire life. Came in, got pretty sick, lost some weight. Climbing back with it now, set me back a little bit, but oh well, it's life. The world doesn't stop spinning. But yeah, it's been awesome. Day by day, it's just like get better every day. Focus on the little things, each rep, each throw. Like, you can't take one throw off because that's a rep you can get better at. But stay disciplined. Like, I have super lofty goals, and so I want to achieve those right away. And big learning curve for me has been just take a step back, embrace where I'm at. Like, I'm 19 years old playing professional baseball. Like, take advantage of it, but like, don't be disciplined. Do your work every day instead of just jump at the day 10 or day 30 where you're gonna get promoted or wherever. It's just embrace where you're at and get better at the little things, so it sets you up for those day 10, day 30s.
Yeah, a lot of people in life, they look ahead way farther in the future than they should.
Yeah.
It's about those little goals that get to your big goals. Can kind of probably going in every season. I know I did it myself. Like, I have all these little goals that would be something. What were your goals coming in this season?
I mean, number one goal is stay healthy. There's 5 tool players and 6 tools availability. I mean, that's all I've been focused on recently. Like, obviously, I want to become a better player. Obviously, I want to get promoted, but those are results of little goals that I have. For instance, my weight goals. I want to gain like a certain amount of weight every month. We have that with our nutritionists and our trainers that I work with. And then just like on the pitching side of things, just become more consistent. I'm a big believer of just like, I mean, as it's preached by everybody, fill the zone. Like, I get strikeouts sometimes, but I'm not a big, I need a strikeout. I'm very okay with 110-mile-an-hour line drive out to left field.
Out and out.
I'll look at that guy and say, walk back to the dugout. Like, you're still out. I'm still succeeding. Fill up the zone is a big goal for me. Get my pitch count down, which gets me extended in games now that I'm starting the season as a starter. Not much experience with it. So just like fill up that zone, force guys to get themselves out, because at the end of the day, like I asked the roommate Bohan, it's very hard to hit a baseball. So
that's what we always talk about. People are like, we literally had this talk the other day with the guy on the Marlins. He was sitting getting his haircut, and somebody's like, "Yeah, I could hit 100-mile-an-hour baseball."
No, you can't.
No. You're psychotic.
I can't see a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
I'm like, have you ever watched like the King of Juco videos?
Yeah.
Like, you look behind, like.
I just watched that, the Bat Bros?
Yeah.
The challenge they're doing. I just saw that day 10 or day 8, the 100 miles an hour. Can't even see that on the video. Like, people say baseball is the easiest sport. Like,
that might be the hardest thing you could do in any sport,
because
hit a baseball.
These Paul Skeens, for example, the most popular pitcher in the world right now, his 100-mile-an-hour fastball, it's not straight.
No.
Like, these things, Deion Sanders said it best. That ball can do crazy things. You're seeing fastballs that move this way, that move this way, that move this way.
It's wild.
That are 95 miles an hour. Like, 95 is almost impossible to hit. Less than 1% of the population does it.
And people would even like say, like, I had a thing like how many D3 hitters could even hit it, like, and that would be a very small percentage.
I mean, even like
an average.
Even in college baseball, you'll find guys at D3 NAIA, JUCO especially. JUCO is a grind that I've never seen before.
I know those guys, and a lot of those guys make it.
And like some of the best baseball players you'll find are in JUCO, just because they're so gritty and want to get to the next level. And it's just like any of those guys can compete at any level. It's just like, what's your mindset? Like, are you gonna work hard, or are you just gonna have that compacted mindset where I'm a D3 baseball player? I'm not going anywhere. Like, don't think
There's a difference, yeah. So you're like young, early in your career.
Yeah.
Are you looking at any other pitches or add or
Yeah, for sure. I talk with our pitching guys like Kyle Rogers and Garrett Baker almost every day. Well, every day. I mean, I'm with them every day. And Baker and I talk constantly about. I'm always fondling with a different grip or something. Came in with like a 2-seam. I wasn't really a pitcher at all. Like I just threw hard for high school.
And I heard you. I saw something where it's like you threw 94 and
a
day later.
Two days before the draft, I hit like 94 a bunch of times in the West Coast League for the Wenatchee Apple Sox. Yeah. Shout out the Apple Sox.
I want to talk about that later.
Yeah. And I call my advisor at the time, who's my agent now, and I go, hey dude, just hit like 94. I don't have to go to school, and I like pitching. You should make this happen. This would be awesome. And he goes, okay. And then 30 minutes later, he goes, people want you. Are you willing to do it? I had to sit down, talk with the family, obviously, see what I wanted. But it was awesome. It was a crazy draft experience.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So you committed to play baseball at Oregon, correct?
Yeah, so I committed my freshman year going into my sophomore year to play Oregon. I committed as a baseball player. I didn't commit as a position. I threw 87 one time as a freshman, or a bunch of times as a freshman. And they just saw super athletic, good infielder, blah, blah, blah. And then going into like my junior year, it was just like I really haven't pitched, and I was just an infielder. Got pretty damn good at it. Excuse my language, but I was succeeding in the field. Had a lot of fun with it. Succeeding with the bat, averagely, just above average. And so I wasn't really a pitcher in their eyes anymore. And then about a week before school got out, high school got out, and about a month before the draft, 2 months before the draft, D-Code from Oregon, committed to the Everett CC, and was going to two-way there, I think. I wasn't really up in the air. I was committed there as a baseball player. Again, that team, top 25 in the nation right now. Those guys have, again, you can talk about JUCO being gritty. Northwest baseball JUCO.
Can't man.
I'm right here in Florida. I'm sweating my butt off in 90 degrees right now. Those guys are gritty, playing wood bat league in 40 sub 30 degrees.
Hit a baseball in 30 degrees.
I mean, I experienced growing up. Yeah. But at the college level, those guys grind every day, and I couldn't do it. Those guys are something else.
Yeah, well, that must have been pretty crazy. So, talk about getting drafted, and the transition down here is pretty crazy because,
I didn't think I was going to get drafted whatsoever. Yeah. I knew there was a slight chance of maybe signing after the draft or maybe being drafted. I was ready to show up I hadn't signed up for classes yet at Everett. And I was getting barked on by coach to sign up. But I was holding hope, and I knew I was good enough. I knew I had the heart to do it. I knew I had the mindset to do it. And played in the West Coast League for a week. And didn't hit great. Pitched really well. Talked to my agent. Going back is the All-Star break. So the West Coast League has the All-Star break at the same time. Driving 2.5 hours home to go see my family for that break. And I'm on the phone the entire time because I had just hit 94 with a shoulder arm strength. And just talking on the phone with coaches, and I'm just like, is this a really possibility? And they're like, believe it or not, it is. Yeah. And so I don't touch my phone the rest of the night. I wake up the next morning. It's the day 3 of the draft. I call my hitting coach, Eli Consker, at Elevated Performance. He's the hitting coach at Everett too. And I go, hey, let's hit. All right, go down to Bellevue. I just don't want to touch my phone. Yeah. We got Stu Fairchild hitting in one of the cages. We have a bunch of minor guys hitting that. I'm just I'm surrounded by these guys that they're hitting. They're just not going to talk to me either. Of course, my girlfriend at the time was in the car, and she comes running into the facility, and she goes, Jace, you need to answer your phone now. And my agent had been trying to get a hold of me, or my advisor at the time, because we can't have agents in high school. He didn't sign anything. He'd been trying to get a hold of me. Yeah. And so pick up my phone. He actually called my girlfriend at the time because he knew
somebody-
she'd answer.
somebody would answer.
And I answer my phone, and he's like, "You need to sit next to your phone for the next hour." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Not really worried about it. I don't stress out about it much." And so we just turned the draft tracker on one of the TVs. And I keep getting calls from him. Sorry. And he goes, "I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen here. Would you sign for this much, or would you play for this team?" Blah blah. Getting all that, and I was just like, "Dude, I'm not picky." I'd sign for a box of cereal and a plane ticket.
Oh, yeah.
And middle of my round, I see my name pop up, or it was a 17th round. I see a guy before me, Jacoby Long. I was just like, not gonna happen. Oh well, not even worried about it. 15 minutes later, it's just like I see my name pop up. I'm just like, oh, somebody's messing with me, right?
Yeah.
And then Eli goes, "Jace, that's your name." I was just like,
shit.
no way. Pick 533. I get a call. First call was my agent.
Yeah.
Nick Lucie. He made my dreams come true. I've been playing against him for years, his teams, and he asked to represent me one day when I was playing for him, and it was just like brotherhood drawn. It was awesome. Loved that guy to death. He made my dreams come true when I didn't think they could be. And he calls me. He goes, "Do you know what just happened?" I go, "I got drafted by the freaking Mets, baby." And I scream it throughout the place. I started crying right then and there. Put down my bat, had it swung. Yeah.
That's fine.
Don't pick up the bat again.
Yeah, that's wild. And then you have that transition because it's pretty quick down here,
right? Yeah. I was here in less than 48 hours. Yeah.
And I remember a lot of the guys, they would talk about, especially, it's different playing rookie ball down here because, especially with the language gap too. Do you learn any Spanish yet, or
yeah,
get into?
Yeah, I started an app, but you don't learn as much on the app as you do just hanging out with the guys. Yeah. People talk about like a barrier. It's not as much of like obviously it's a language barrier, but at the end of the day, we all have the same goal. Like we're all baseball players, and so we all enjoy being around each other. Like everybody gets along. You understand each other just from like baseball knowledge and baseball lingo. And so obviously everybody's going to pick up a little bit of Spanish from here and there from hanging out with the guys, and they pick up English, and like you meet some of your best friends down here. They're all great guys. I mean, they're here for a reason. You're here for a reason. You're both working towards the same goal. Why can't you get along? And everybody does get along. It's awesome to see. But yeah, it's awesome. I couldn't ask. Like, I walk in every day, and everybody's just like, "Hi, papi, papi." I'm just like, "Oh, I'm where I need to be."
Everyone's smiling.
Yeah. I mean, you're walking into a baseball clubhouse for a living. Can't be mad about it.
I wanted to ask, so I know you were only there for a week, but that week, that was like was that the first year of that league last year? Or?
Yeah. Senior year going into, I'm pretty sure you can only do it if you're going into your freshman year.
Yeah, you got to talk about that week a little bit.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was supposed to play for the Springfield Drifters in the West Coast League, same league. Then decode from Oregon, so that all got mixed up. And then I get about halfway into the summer, early July, I get just like a text saying, "Hey, you want to come play for the Apple Sox?" I'm just like, that's the most electric atmosphere I've ever seen play baseball. I'm just like, yeah, I want to come play for the Apple Sox. Yeah. And so I show up like a week later, and I do all my like meet the coaches. Mitch, love that guy, and I just meet everybody and do all my media, hit like crap, feel pretty good. I mean, just it's so electric playing in that league. The energy is insane. College baseball energy is unmatched. I mean, you're playing with guys from all over the country, playing at different schools all over the country, different D1s, D2s, NAIAs, JUCOs. It's a top league in the nation for a reason. And those guys, it's so fun just playing cards in the clubhouse or just shooting the crap in the corner of the locker room. It is so electric to be a part of it. It's just like, again, like everybody here's a baseball player. You're in your own little family there.
That was probably like your first kind of taste of the pros and like what it's like.
Yeah.
Seeing that whole thing.
I mean, yeah, baseball every day. I mean, through high school, summer, it's always been baseball every day. But you always have school, friends, family hangouts, dinners. But when you're there, you're waking up, going to the field, waking up, going to the field, waking up, going to the field, hanging out with the guys. So it's definitely it was a good. It sort of prepared me for this, but I don't think anything can prepare you for professional baseball. But in professional baseball, what I've learned is there's always someone there for you. It wasn't a hard switch at all. Everybody was super understanding of every player's situation. It's everything super individualized for your plans and everything. So they're not going to leave you hanging whatsoever. If they have a goal for you, they're going to make sure you achieve that.
Something that you've been around, you've seen the whole spring training. So the different levels. What do you think makes a player from where you're at now to an MLB player?
Honestly, it's mindset and discipline. I think. Obviously, you have the skill. I mean, every player they have in their organization, any professional organization, they believe has potential to make their big league club better. And so they see a big league player in every player. It's how disciplined are you on off field. It's a lot of mental games. Why are you getting frustrated on the field? Some people get down on themselves super a lot, and I just don't understand that personally. And it's just developing yourself as a player, trusting the people around you, because they've been doing it for longer than we have. So trust them. They've seen almost every which way of this area of expertise, I guess you could call it. And so it's just trusting the people around you. You're using your resources and just not going too fast, like I said earlier. It's just trust the process.
Yeah. Well, I love talking to pitchers because my sport was one-on-one.
Yeah.
You're on a team, but it's you and the batter. It's very one-on-one, and I love talking about the mental side of it. So when you're down an account, or how do you keep your mental focus, and what do you do?
I love the mental game. I'm very work on the mental. I work on the mental game every day. I do breath work. I have a breath work coach, Morgan McCullough. He's a dog. He played professional balls, playing overseas right now, and it's huge. I mean, when I'm on the bump, I'm right now, off the field, off the bump. I'm the old person like every one of us, chill. Everybody's just a chiller. But I'm a tweaker on that mountain. Yeah. Dude. I love it. I try to be so mean, and excuse my language again, but I try to be an asshole on the boat.
You gotta have that low confidence too.
Yeah, it's not flaunting whatsoever. Yeah. I'm not just hey, fastball, but I'm just pumping myself up. I don't care if there's a hitter in there. I'm not worried about a hitter. It's always just me on the bump. My catcher's back there; he'll catch it. Yeah. I trust my catcher 100% every time. I know when I'm on the rubber, I know I'm the best pitcher in the world on that moment. I believe there's nobody better than me. I could be facing the $700 million man, Juan Soto, and I will think he's a T-ball hitter, and I will K-strut after striking him out, because it's just having that attitude, and you have to have that mindset that you will succeed. It's just like hitting. When guys go up with thinking, oh, this guy's super good, he has a really good changeup, that's going to beat me, you're not going to get a hit if you're going to think that. You got to walk into that box, dig out all the dirt, take all the time you need, show the pitcher that that's your play. Yeah. I do the same thing with a bump. I take all the time I need. He's on my time. Yeah. It's my clock. It's my game. I'm holding the ball. I get to control everything right now. Why can't I succeed? No reason.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So one thing I was wanting to talk about was nutrition and stuff for you right now, because losing 20 pounds is crazy.
Yeah, I lost 17 to be exact.
Yeah.
But, nutrition off the field will always be one of the most important parts of the game.
So what are kind of, I know you probably can't say everything, but kind of what's your diet routine and everything? What the nuts kind of have you do to
obviously the creatine, the supplements, keeping your body healthy is huge. And then waters. That's especially being in Florida.
Yeah.
You have to have so much water.
Especially not creatine too. You're like what, 4 or 5 liters, right? 4?
I don't know. I know I drink at least 6 water bottles a day.
That gets the job done.
I know I get at least a gallon. We got some weird big water bottles there, and that's first and foremost. And then you have like your calorie drinks that you mix with your meals, like your orange juice or your like protein shakes and your gainer shakes. I get a gainer shake from our nutritionist every day. They're amazing. And then like for meals, we have a cafeteria. We get our meals there, and it's great, dude. I was so surprised when I came in. Those guys do such a great job at setting us up with great food. But mostly for me, I like to do like we get rice pretty much every day. And so I do 2 scoops of rice, so 2 portions of rice, 1 portion of protein, with like a protein shake on the side, obviously. And then like your colors, your vegetables we get every day. And so I try to get two portions of vegetables, 2 portions of rice, and then 1 portion of protein because I need too much protein in one meal fill you up so you're not hungry for the next meal. And so it's protein distribution throughout the day. So I'm still getting. I couldn't tell you how much protein or carbs and carbohydrates I'm getting throughout the day. It's just I'm getting that plate is probably double the size of a normal plate, and I'm probably getting 5 or 6 of them in a day, plus snacks. And snacks are we want to mix in like a nutrition or a healthy fat, which is like I do guacamole. Chips and guacamole, celery and celery and peanut butter and pretzel things. I smash those all day. Those will be like the snacks with the protein shake. It's just getting as much calories in, and the liquid calories for me are essential because like I know I'm a scrawny guy. I was getting weight on and then lost and became scrawny again. And so it's just like so essential to continuously do that and keep your body in shape. Like you're not going to feel the greatest one day, but you know you have to do it.
Yeah, it's like getting through those few days. I just started doing that again because I was like, I got to get back in shape more. It's funny because I've talked to guys older in their careers, and they would always talk about when they were younger, but they wish they wouldn't like overwork themselves as much in spring training. How do you kind of like manage that, especially like you're trying to gain weight at the gym, and you're getting back, pitching and everything. How do you stay it so when the season does start, you're not burned out or tired? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, and that's always going to be a learning curve for every player. I'm going into my first full season, and so it's going to be a learning curve for me. I don't know all I know is from what I've heard from coaches and players, and I'm very open about like all this mental side of the game, and I see a mental coach, not psychiatrist. Psychologist. Sorry. I see a sports psychologist on the side, and every organization has one. I'm very open about it. I see them once every 2 weeks or once every month, and we talked about this last session, and it was like it's a long season, and we see people burn themselves out, and so I've gotten really open with like the trainers and like, hey, let's work together and create a plan. So I'm not just over rehabbing where I'm stressing out muscles instead of helping out muscles. And so it's stuff like that where it's communicating with people that know better than you. And so that's been huge for me. Even talking to guys in the clubhouse that like some of the rehab guys, it's going to be huge because they're in rehab and they've seen like double A, triple A, and through spring you see those big league guys, you see the triple A guys, you see all these studs that you see on TV, and you're like, I'm in the same locker room as them right now. Why not pick their brain? They're
ask questions.
Exactly.
You can always learn from anybody.
Student of the game. Stay student of the game. It's awesome. Everybody you'd see during spring, like when you're done with your stuff, you see all the guys walk down to the fields just because they want to they don't care who's pitching, they don't care who's hitting. Obviously, it's cool to watch Soto hit, but it's just they're watching the game and they're learning from it, seeing how they can make themselves better.
Last couple questions. I don't want to take too much time. So it got back to what I wanted to think about mental. So when you're down in counts, a lot of people like when they have errors, and I don't getting errors or mistakes. It's like a 3-0 count. You don't want to make one mistake a bigger mistake.
Yeah.
What's your viewpoint on like that?
I'm so pitch by pitch. I don't dread on things. I say it in a way that sounds weird, I guess, to some people, but when I'm on the mound or like if something wrong, like shortstop makes an error or I walk somebody, I don't care. Like genuinely, obviously it sucks. I can't control that now. So why would I dread on it?
Things are gonna happen.
Yeah, why would I dread on it? So like now I see the next guy in the box. How can I make this pitch better? Whether it's a sinker to him where I get a double play, like it's something happens instead of dreading on it. How can you get out of it? Like work to the next pitch instead of worrying about the past pitch. Yeah.
Well, this is always my favorite question. I always finish off with, especially with guys like you who are just starting a career. We always ask this. So when your career is over, down the line, how do you want to be remembered?
I mean, I talk about this actually with my breath coach. I just, Andrew Chafin?
Yeah.
I want that look.
Yeah.
And I want that swag.
Yeah.
And I want to be remembered like with my cool walkout.
Yeah.
And hopefully one day I can have that. Because I'm not like a super like serious tough guy. Like I got a personality. I show my personality very often, and I hopefully will be known for that.
Yeah.
My personality.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to do it. Hopefully we'll have to do this again soon down the line.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Appreciate
I appreciate you having me.